Hi everyone, my name is Abby and welcome back to Black Equity. Today's video, I'm going to be doing a part 3 of the series Selling Your Home Yourself Without a Realtor. And on this video, I'm going to be talking about now that your house is on the MLS, what are the things you can expect, how you can deal with calls from buyers agents and organize your showings, as well as how you can negotiate for the very best deal. I'll also be sharing the mistakes that we made while we were selling our home and some of the things that I wish we had done differently. Now, before you watch this video, I will say that part 1, I discussed how you can prepare your home for sale, and part 2, I spoke about what you should specifically put on the MLS listing. If you haven't watched any of those videos, go ahead and watch them before you watch this one, but if you have, let's jump into it. So now that your house is listed on the MLS, you will be getting a lot of calls. The very first thing that I did once I realized that I'll be getting a lot of calls was I created an Excel sheet where I could keep track of every single person that called me, as well as the people that booked showing. I organized it by time slots, so I had 5 days that we were posting showings, and I put each day with a number of time slots, 30-minute time slots in my case, but you could do it by hour time slots depending on your market. And I kept track of the people that called, so the agents, their names, I got their full names, their phone numbers, as well as the brokerages that they worked for. And I just did all of this for my record so that when another agent called and they wanted to book a specific time slot, I could say, okay, yeah, this is available, or sorry, this is fully booked, and here's what's available. The second thing that I noticed was I needed to be prepared to answer questions about the home. So once agents have brought in their clients will have a ton of questions depending. And even when your listing is very descriptive and you've put everything there, people don't necessarily refer back to the listing all the time. They will call you and ask questions. So I did end up getting a lot of questions about the age of the roof, the age of the furnace, and things like that. I was prepared to answer each of those questions. As time goes on and you are showing your home, you may get calls about preemptive offers. Let me backtrack a little bit. When I was selling my home, I was in a seller's market, which meant that there were a lot of interested buyers and fewer homes on the market. So I had the advantage of being able to set an offer deadline. Now, an offer deadline is the date that you set by which all interested parties who want to place an offer must submit their offer by. But before that deadline, I had a number of calls asking about placing preemptive offers. And a preemptive offer is an offer that a buyer places regardless of the offer deadline because they think they have a strong offer and you are likely to accept their offer. So be prepared if you're in a seller's market and you have an offer deadline, be prepared to receive those types of calls as to whether or not you are willing to accept or even look at a preemptive offer. We decided that, okay, we were going to see what was out there in terms of preemptive offers, and we ended up getting one preemptive offer on the second day of showing. But at the time, we also realized that because we had so many bookings after that second day, that it didn't make sense for us to accept that offer, knowing that we would probably get a better offer on our offer deadline. So we had to reject that offer and tell them to resubmit on the offer day. So yes, once you've set an offer deadline, here's what you should expect on the offer day. Number 1, you will get a lot of calls asking if there are any registered offers. I started getting calls on the offer deadline day by 9 a.m. and I got multiple calls from agents who had brought buyers into the property simply just asking whether there are any registered offers currently. And I guess they use this information to tell their clients, for the clients to determine whether they want to bother putting in an offer or whether they should increase their offer to make their offer stronger for the chances that they would get the place. The second thing that you should expect is that agents will put in offers at the very last second. And I can't understand it. So I had this agent who had been texting me or calling me since like 9 a.m. and she was asking a bunch of different questions, and her buyers were clearly interested in the place. But I don't know what the deal was. They didn't put in an offer till like 3 minutes till the deadline. So our deadline was 5 p.m. on a Friday. They put in their offer at 4:57 p.m. I don't know whether it's like a tactic. I'm guessing it's a tactic that agents use so that they can know how many offers are in before they put in their offer, but it didn't even matter because you don't know what other people's offers are. So I expect that they will put in offers at the very last second, and expect that they will also try to get information about the previous offers that have already been registered. Now, we ended up having a number of calls from agents, and they never explicitly asked us what other people have put in because I don't think that's legal, but they did, can they do to sweeten their offer? And you can answer some questions like, if you have a specific closing date that you want to close on, you can tell them, yeah, this is the date that you want to close on. Or if you require a larger deposit, you can say, yeah, this will probably get you a better standing with other offers. But don't ever say, you know, this is the offer that I have on file. I would say don't ever give them a number. Just tell them, put your best offer forward. Yeah, so on our offer deadline day, we ended up having a lot of calls from interested parties, but at the end of the day, we only had 3 offers that were registered and eligible. And when I say eligible, you know, we had some others that were just verbal offers, which we didn't really count on because if it's only verbal, it's not really an offer. But we had 3 written offers that were registered with us before our offer deadline. What we did once we got all those 3 offers was we reviewed them and we noticed a few key things, or we noted a few key things. The very first thing was obviously the offer price, how much they were offering for the home. The next thing that we looked at was the offer conditions. So a buyer has the option to put in conditions, things like inspection conditions or financing conditions. Those are typically the major things, but they can put in some other things like they'll buy the home only if their home sells. But because it's a seller's market, those other types of conditions are rare. So we noticed that there were some offers that had conditions and others that did not have any conditions. On a buyer's side, the stronger offers do not have conditions because a seller like we wants to sell our home quickly and as cleanly as possible. So once we looked at each of the offers and compared the pricing with the conditions, then we were able to make our decision. And as you should know, if you haven't watched any of my previous videos, we sold our home for $512,000 and it was listed for $449,000. So we ended up selling it for just about $62,000 over asking price. The offer that we did end up accepting was an offer without any conditions, and that was just the very best offer. In terms of negotiating, we didn't really negotiate with that specific buyer because their offer was much better than all the other offers that we had received. I will say that if we did have offers that were very close together, what we would have done was we would have gone back to each of those potential buyers and told them that they have a competing offer with other buyers and told them to put their very best offer forward. That's a tactic that real estate agents use to get the very best price and to drive up prices. But because our buyer had such a great offer and it was better than the other 2 offers, much better than the other 2 offers, we were very comfortable accepting their offer. As well as the fact that when they put in their offer, they also doubled the amount of deposit that they put down. When they sent in their offer, they actually sent in an image of their deposits check. So this just showed us that they were very interested in buying the property, because typically buyers will only write a check once you've accepted their offer. But these buyers had actually called us to ask about where they should write the check to. And so once we gave them all that information, they sent us their offer with the deposit check, with the amount, no conditions asked, and they were ready to close on the preferred date that we wanted to close. So they had a very strong offer, and that's why we accepted that offer. Now, when you are getting your offers, these are the things that you should look out for, but also the important thing is to always have your lawyer review every single offer that you're considering accepting. The reason that we did this is because there are some things that you may not notice, but because a lawyer has been trained and been educated to do these things, they will notice some things that maybe you should take out or include in the offer. I think the two major mistakes that we made were the day that we put the property on the house for sale, as well as the offer deadline that we established. We put our house on the market for sale on a Friday. I think it went live on a Friday evening, and we weren't really in control of exactly when it went up for sale, but we could have asked that they delay and put it up on the following week. The reason why I think that was a mistake was because what ended up happening was that we wanted to then set an offer deadline for the following week. So we ended up setting an offer deadline for a Friday. From my experience, or not my experience because I have none, but from my knowledge of the offers and the offer process, it's best to put an offer deadline for early in the week, like a Monday or a Tuesday. And the reason being because a lot of people come and see the properties on the weekends. The weekends were completely booked for us. We should have put in an offer deadline for a Monday, because then there is a rush of people who are very interested because they've just seen the property. But what ended up happening was we put in the offer deadline for a Friday, and because of that, I think there was just like a bit of a lag in terms of when people originally saw the property to when they were able to put in an offer. So I think that going forward, if I ever do this again, which isn't to say that I will definitely make sure that I have my dates right if I'm in a seller's market, of course, and I'll put in an offer deadline for a Monday and have my property listed instead of on a Friday, maybe like on a Wednesday. But yeah, I hope that information is helpful so that when you are listing your home for sale, you'll be able to make better decisions than I made. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it helped you, and I hope that you now have some information on what to expect or on the things that you need to do when you are putting your house for sale on the MLS. I will caveat this with saying that you don't have to obviously sell your home yourself, but the reason I'm doing videos like this is just to give you options in case you've ever considered doing something that's a bit out of the norm. Hiring a professional is always a great way to go if you have no clue on what to do, but this is also just to say that there are ways to learn, and the worst case scenario if you don't sell your home is you can hire an agent. So how about you try it out? If you've ever sold your home yourself on the MLS, please leave a comment and let me know. Let me know how the process went. Let me know what happened at the end when you sold it, or if you sold it. And yeah, I'd love to have a discussion about that. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, please like this video, and share it with your family and your friends, because I'm sure that there is someone out there that will need this video. All right, bye guys.